Hey, good morning, everybody. As I'm starting to prepare for my servant leadership intensive that I'm going to be doing on November 7th, I've been going back to my roots, going back to the roots of servant leadership. Now, one might argue that the roots go back centuries, but I'm just going back to the late 60s and 70s and the one that I would call the father of modern servant leadership, and that's Robert Greenleaf. And I've really been thinking about what Greenleaf had to say in that time, a tumultuous time. And think about the late 60s and all that was going on there, the civil rights movement, the unrest that was happening around the Vietnam War, just a really troubling time in our history. And this is the time when Robert Greenleaf really emerged as a spokesperson, as the initiator, a catalyst of what we know today as servant leadership. And so I went back to his writings. I'm going back and really understanding what did he have to say. Because to be very honest, it's been quite a while since I spent a lot of time with Robert Greenleaf. I've moved on to other thought leaders and writers on servant leadership. And the place that I got to was what Robert Greenleaf called his best test. It's the best test for us to examine ourselves as leaders and our organizations to determine, are they servant-led? Now, servant leadership is not for everyone. It takes a tremendous amount of guts and courage and fortitude to lead differently. But listen to the best test and start to evaluate yourself, your organization, and to say, do we pass this best test? Are we servant-led? And it's a great starting point for then you to create a plan and a strategy to become more of a servant leader. So here it is. Here's the best test. And I wrote it down because I wanted to get it exactly right. So the best test of a servant leader is, do those served grow as people? Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, more likely themselves to become servants? And what is the effect on the least privileged? Will they benefit or at least not be further deprived? It's a weighty test. Man, when I examine myself and my own leadership, do I pass that best test? I have to say, more often than not, I fail. That I become that benevolent dictator and I take over, and that the people that I'm leading aren't wiser, freer, healthier, more autonomous. Now, this is the work that I'm up to in the world. I don't want to just lead my organization. I don't want to just help and equip leaders to lead differently as servant leaders. That last bit about the best test, that the least privileged of society benefit or at least are not deprived. I want us to use our platform as leaders, whether we're in a small organization or we're in a huge multinational organization. I want us to use our platforms for real change in the world. But where are you? Where are you as it relates to your leadership? Are those that you're leading, as a result of your leadership and a result of you serving them, are they healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous? While you're about the business of your leadership. This is not to forget about profit. This is not to forget about the objective of your team or your organization. But in the process, are you truly a leader? This is a question that I'm going to be asking myself. It's going to be work that we're going to do on November 7th in Parsippany at the Embassy Suites for the Servant Leadership Intensive. We have some really awesome stuff planned. We have about 25 people that are already signed up and registered. Below this video, I'll put a link that you can check it out, see if it's for you. At the front of the room is going to be some great friends that are going to talk about the power of purpose in our leadership, and also one former executive's experience of the role of love in leadership. It's going to be really powerful, and I hope you will consider it. Take a look at the landing page below this live video once it's posted, and let's have a conversation, see if it's a fit for you. Have an awesome day. Remember this best test, and can constantly be evaluating your own leadership against it. Have a great day.